this video, you're going to learn step by step on how to build the ultimate voice AI multi-agent template. This template is going to be built inside n8n, and it's able to cancel, reschedule, check availability, and book appointments. And then we also have a separate AI agent attached to the main agent that's able to handle post-call analysis. So things like sending SMSs, sending emails, and then also going to input all that data inside a CRM system. By the end of this video, you have a completely free voice AI agent template that you can just go ahead and download, build it alongside me, and implement it into your workflows. So without further ado, let's get straight into the overview and demo of the agent and how it works. All right, so how this agent is going to work is whenever a new workflow trigger is triggered via the voice platform. In this case, we're going to be using Retell AI, and this is the prompt that I've got set up here. And I'll go ahead and run through that after I show the overview and the demo. But essentially what's going to be happening as soon as this workflow is triggered inside n8n, it's going to be contacting this main scheduling agent right here. So this main scheduling agent has the ability to update, cancel, reschedule, and book any availability within inside a calendar. So you can see this is all the nodes that it has access to in this main scheduling agent. And we've got the entire prompt here, which I'll go through inside this episode. So yeah, that is going to be the main agent that is able to reschedule, cancel, and book appointments. And then I'll show you the prompt. And then from here, we also have another extra agent attached to this main agent. So this main agent is able to call this agent, which is a post-call agent. So it's going to be able to contact this agent after it's booked an appointment. And as you can see down here, these are some of the variables that we have, or the nodes inside n8n. So again, we have a send confirmation email. It's then also going to enter that details inside the database. And then it's also going to go ahead and send an SMS to the business internally. So this is the whole entire purpose of this agent, hence why it's a multi-agent, kind of ultimate n8n booking template prompt, because it's able to reschedule, update, cancel, and book appointments, and then even go ahead and do some post-call analysis and call some tools after booking the appointment. So yeah, again, this is a new feature n8n added, I think about 3-4 weeks ago. And it essentially allows us to add these AI agents, under main agents. So now we can have, essentially a whole orchestration, a whole team of agents attached to a lot of agents. So again, that's going to be the main tool that we're going to be using to do the main call agent. And then from there, we're going to be using Retell AI. So this is going to be the platform we're going to be using to build the voice AI agent on. And then it's going to be sending that data over via webhook over to n8n. So yeah, that's just briefly how this automation works. So let's get into a demo of how this system actually works and runs. I'm going to go ahead and test the agent, and you'll see how the agent is able to check availability inside this Google Calendar. I'm going to request a time for tomorrow in this time slot that's booked out. We can see how it's able to handle that request. Then it will go ahead and book an appointment. It'll log all those details inside this CRM, and then it'll go ahead and send a confirmation email to my email. And then it'll also go ahead and send an internal SMS notification. And then I'll also go ahead and further test the agent for canceling and rescheduling. So you can just get a full demo of how it works. And then from there, we'll go ahead and jump into a fresh n8n account and Retell account, and we'll build out everything from the template I'm going to provide inside this video. So let's go ahead and test the agent. We'll come back to Retell here, test it, and we'll see.
Hello, this is Emily from Bright Smiles Dental Clinic. How can I help you today?
Hey, how you going, Emily? I'd just like to book in a routine cleaning appointment for tomorrow at 10 a.m. Do you have any availability then?
Thanks for asking. I'm doing well. So it looks like we don't have a 10 o'clock a.m. slot available tomorrow, but we do have an opening at 3 o'clock p.m. Would that work for your routine cleaning, or would you like to hear some other options?
Yeah, let's actually go ahead and book 3 p.m. That works.
Great. Could I please get your full name, phone number, and the best email to reach you at for the booking?
Sure, no problem. It's Ashton Voss. My phone number is 1234567889, and my email is ashtonvoss47@gmail.com.
All set, Ashton. Your routine cleaning is booked for tomorrow at 3 p.m. You'll get a confirmation email shortly. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that'll be it. Thanks. All right, awesome. So we can see how the agent actually went ahead, contacted the main agent, checked availability, booked the appointment, and then it came down to this other agent right here. It entered it inside a database, and then it went ahead and sent an SMS. So I'm just using high level, which is my number right here. So again, it just sent my the SMS with everything. So yeah, that's exactly how that agent will do that. Now let's go ahead and test it, and you can see how it will actually be able to cancel, update, and reschedule some appointments. So I'm just gonna go ahead and test it again.
Hello, this is Emily from Bright Smiles Dental Clinic. How can I help you today?
Hey, how you going, Emily? I'd just like to cancel an appointment, please.
Hi there. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. I can help you cancel your appointment. Could I please get your full name, the email you used for the booking, and the date and time of the appointment you'd like to cancel?
Yeah, so my name is Ashton Voss. The email I used was ashtonvoss47@gmail.com. And I had an appointment booked for tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Thanks, Ashton. Your appointment for tomorrow at 3 p.m. has been canceled. Is there anything else I can help you with today? You'll get a confirmation email shortly.
No, that's fine. Yeah, so you can actually see it went ahead and flawlessly just canceled the appointment on my Google Calendar. So yeah, that's exactly how this agent works. Again, this main agent has contact to all these different nodes inside Google Calendar, and then it's able to, cancel, update, and reschedule all these appointments. So yeah, now let's jump into a fresh n8n account and a fresh Retell template, and I'm going to be using everything that I provided in this video as a template. So feel free to go ahead and download the template, build it alongside me from scratch. We'll go ahead and connect everything up. I'll explain how the workflow works. So yeah, let's get right into it. I'm in a fresh n8n account here, so I've just started up a free trial, so you can actually go ahead and build it out for yourself. We'll run through all the connections, we'll run through how the entire workflow works. And yeah, so let's get started. So the first thing we even need to do before we even go over to n8n is we need to configure our voice AI agent inside Retell. So this is what Retell is going to be looking like right now. I'll go ahead and create an AI agent. This is just going to be a voice agent, and this is going to be a single prompt agent. Once you've created that, you'll load into a little dashboard like this. And then from here, we have the prompt. We've got some tools and functions that we're going to need to use later on. And then we've also got some of the configurations up here. So again, I'm already using the prompt that I've used in this template. So if you go ahead and join my free school community, go down to download the template, paste it in here, and everything is going to work just fine. So first of all, I'm just going to be pasting in the entire prompt that I have here. So yeah, let's quickly run through it. So first of all, we have the role here. We're letting the AI agent know its role within the context of its speaking. So in this case, it's going to be an administrative assistant inside a Bright Smiles Dental Clinic. So again, just a standard receptionist. Again, this can be used for any type of agent, this n8n template, but I'm going to be running through the exact template I've used inside Retell to create this agent. But again, you can attach this workflow to any agent, whether it's in Vappy, whether it's in Retell, whatever platform you're using. You just need a webhook connection to send that information to n8n, and it all should work. But I'm going to be showing you the exact setup in this video. And then from here, we have the current time. Again, I like to put this into a lot of my prompts to let the agent know the current time in which it's speaking to the caller in. So again, depending on your time zone, you need to customize this prompt right here. So if you're in Los Angeles, you would put America, Los Angeles, or, whatever, Australia, Sydney, but my time zone is in Brisbane. So that's going to be my time zone. So now each time the prompt is inputted into the LLM, it's now going to auto-populate with the current time. So this is really important because we need to let the AI agent know the current time in which it's speaking to the lead. And it's also important to make sure the AI agent is always sending times that are in the future. So yeah, that's another really important thing. So I put here the current time, and a quick note right here, we have these little hashtags. They're known as markdown format. So again, in the AI's world and the AI's visualization, these are bold and they've got headers on them, so highlighting to the AI that some of these sections are very important. So that's just going to help us prompt and make the agent better quality. And then from here, we have the task. So this is the task for the agent to handle all the bookings. Your primary task is to efficiently schedule a new appointment for patients. And then initial greeting and inquiry. Greet the caller warmly and ascertain to their needs to book in an appointment. And then from here, we have the appointment scheduling. So ask for their preferred date and time and the reason for their visit. For example, a routine cleaning checkup, or, specific issue, run the appointment function to find available times, and then suggest 2 to 3 options to the patient. So again, this is going to be the process for appointment scheduling. So this is going to be check availability, and then this is also going to be booking in the appointment as well. And what you will notice here is we're only using one function inside Retell. So we can see right here, I'm just going to be using one function inside Retell. Again, we'll go ahead and set that up. But all we're doing inside this prompt is we're just mentioning the function, which is going to be the appointment function. So this appointment function is able to handle all the canceling, rescheduling, and everything. And I'll also run you through in detail how we're able to make that happen inside Retell and inside n8n. But for now, I'm just going to be running you through the prompt. So we can see right here, this is going to be the appointment scheduling. So yeah, need to run the appointment function to find available time. So that's going to be checking the availability and then suggest 2 to 3 options to the patient, emphasizing the 1 hour duration for the slot. If none of the times work, ask the patient for a alternative and rerun the appointment. So again, the whole purpose of this section is just finding a time within the calendar for the agent. And then from there, we're going to gather their full name, phone number, and best email for the booking. So again, collecting information to go ahead and process the booking. And then from there, once we have confirmed the time, once we've gathered their information, we're then going to run the appointment function with their collected inputs, such as the name, email, and the reason for the visit. That's going to be what everything is going to be looking like here inside the prompt. And then from here, we also have the canceling and rescheduling. So based on what the user or the customer says, if they want to book an appointment, it's going to go down this route. If they want to cancel, it's going to go down this route. And if they want to reschedule, it's going to go down this route. So this is the entire section for all the appointment rescheduling. And then from here, we have the canceling. So politely ask the customer for their name and email that has been used for the booking. Also ask the customer for the time of their appointment that was going to be cancelled, and then run the appointment function correctly to cancel the appointment. And then from there, confirm to the customer that the appointment has been successfully cancelled after the call. So again, this is just a process for collecting the necessary information we need to call the tool and then also process it in n8n. And then from there, rescheduling is fairly similar. All we're doing is we're asking the time of the customer's current appointment and the time they would like to reschedule to. So run the appointment to function the process of the rescheduling. Then after the appointment is booked, confirm to the customer that their appointment has been rescheduled. So all that it's doing inside this section is it's going to be using their name, it's going to be using their email inside the webhook call, and then it's going to be asking for the time that the customer would like to reschedule. So what it's actually going to be doing in n8n, it's going to be using this information and the current time of their appointment to look up times inside the calendar, and then it's also going to go ahead and reschedule all in the workflow. And I'll show you exactly how that works in the template in n8n. But in order to understand how the template works, we need to actually prompt the agent to collect the correct information. So yeah, this is how the scheduling process is working. Again, this is just a short confirmation / closing thing in here. And then down here, we have an example conversation, which I won't really get into. Again, we need to make sure that this actually says appointment instead of, all right, awesome. So yeah, again, this is the example conversation, so just making sure the AI agent understands the context in which it's speaking into, how to conduct a conversation, and then also when to call certain tools as well. From here, we have some conversation guidelines. So again, when generating responses, ensure that you use everyday language, conversational language, keep the responses short and natural. So again, this just prompts the AI agent to speak more conversationally, speak more human, and not act like an AI and a robot. So yeah, that's generally the prompt. So again, go ahead and paste this prompt. Everything is going to work. I'll leave it down below in the link description in my free resource hub. Then from here, welcome message, we'll go ahead and select AI speaks first. I'm going to do custom message. And then all we can do, yeah, we'll just leave it for that. But essentially each time it's gonna say this message. So it's gonna say, hello, how can I help you today? If you were doing this for a business, obviously you would input their details and their data into this custom message. Awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and just rename this agent. We'll do demo YT agent, and then we'll just put AI. All right, awesome. So go ahead, click save. And then from there, we're going to need to set up the function. So again, the whole purpose of this function is to collect the necessary data from Retell and the conversation that it's having with the customer. And then it's going to send that information via JSON to a webhook address inside n8n. And then from there, we are able to process all that information in this workflow right here, which is what I'll run through after we've gone through the functions. So again, it's really important to understand how to prompt the agent, how to set up the functions in order to send the correct information to n8n. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and click add function up here. It's gonna be a custom function in this thing. And then the name is gonna be the appointment. Description, we're just gonna name this. This is used to cancel, reschedule, check availability, and book appointments. Awesome. Just gonna fix up that spelling a little bit. Awesome. All right. So this is used to cancel, reschedule, and check availability and book appointments. So again, this description is going into the LLM to make it understand the whole entire purpose of this function. Yeah, and then from there, we're going to need an endpoint. So we're going to go back over to n8n right here in our fresh account. Start from scratch. Or in your case, it would be opening a new workflow. From here, add step. Actually, no, we're going to download and import it from file. So you can see right there, once you do download this, you will get this entire JSON implemented. And we can see there's going to be some things that we need to connect and configure. So I thought I'd just go ahead and show you how to connect, configure everything, run through the nodes, run through the agents, run through the prompting, run through pretty much everything. So yeah. So once we have that, we now have a webhook. So again, I'm just going to be using a test URL. And the reason we need to do this is because it just helps us map out and understand the agent. But in a real world scenario, we would use a production URL. And the main reason is because of this is we don't need to, constantly execute workflow. So yeah, we're going to be grabbing this test webhook URL, coming back into Retell, pasting it in here. Then from that, that's all we really need. And then we're going to need some parameters. So again, I'm just going to be copying and pasting what we have from the template. All this information will be available for you to go ahead and build it alongside me. We're going to come back here. I'm going to copy this JSON right here. And yeah, this is going to be the information that it's going to be sending, collecting from the transcript, and then setting it to this webhook address to process and trigger the automation and the workflow. So I'll briefly run through this JSON right here. So because we are only using one tool in this workflow, we need to have the agent collect a various amounts of data. So it's going to need to collect information to cancel. It's going to collect information to reschedule, check availability, and also book appointments, as you can see in the description right here. And then also what this JSON is going to need to collect is the phone number, the email, and then also the reason for the appointment as well. So this is how we kind of structure it inside a JSON, and this is sent via JSON to that webhook address to trigger that automation. And then you can actually go ahead and see inside n8n all the different types of variables and arguments, which is what we call them, and all the data points we can map in to create this automation really and really bring it to life. So again, I'll briefly explain how everything kind of works in here. So again, we have type, which is the object, which is known as the argument, properties and reason. So again, the type of the object or type of argument is going to be the reason for the booking appointment. And then from here, we have a description. So again, this is letting the AI know the kind of the description of this object or argument, which is going to be the reason. So the reason for the appointment, which is going to be, a follow-up or a checkup or whatever it is. And then from here, we have the reschedule time. So if the agent does identify that it's going to go down the rescheduling time route, it's then going to populate this field. So again, we're just letting the AI agent know that this purpose of this string or the object is the time to reschedule in if required. So again, we're letting the AI know that it's ISO 861 format. This is really important to let it know. And then from here, we add the phone. So the type is the string, and then the description is the phone of the person for the appointment. So again, pretty self-explanatory. Same thing for the name of the person, and then the booking time. So again, this is going to be the time if the customer likes to book. So once the AI agent has checked availability, it's then going to confirm a booking time, which is going to be structured inside this JSON, and then it's going to send it over to n8n to go ahead and process. So the booking time for canceling or the original time for rescheduling, and then the format is in ISO 861 format. So this is going to be the type of booking time for either booking an appointment or canceling an appointment. So again, this is really crucial right here. Of course, you do need to change your time zone in here. So go ahead and copy this JSON, change it to your time zone. So my time zone is Australia, Sydney, Australia, Brisbane. Go ahead and change it to your time zone right here. So I'll go ahead and change it to Brisbane in my case. And then from there, right there, that agent is automatically going to convert that booking time into a ISO 861 format. And the reason why we do this is because if you think about how a conversation goes, right? The person that's speaking to the agent is going to say tomorrow at 2 p.m. They're not going to say, 2025, 6th of June, they're not going to say it in this format, right? So we need to prompt the agent to convert that conversational time into a format in which the workflow can understand and execute. So really just make sure that this booking time is set like this, and you change your time zone. And from here, the next string is the action. So how we've kind of structured this workflow is we've done it in actions. So when the agent detects if it is either a booking or a check availability or a cancel or a rescheduling, it's going to put that type of booking process in an action. And the reason why we do this is because we can go to n8n, we can give the AI agent the action, and then from there, the agent is going to know what type of node and what type of node to execute and what type of action to perform. So this is what this JSON kind of looks like. Again, if you copy and paste it, it's going to be exactly like this. So again, we're telling the agent the action to perform, so either to book, to either to cancel, to reschedule, or check availability. So whatever action it is, it's going to pre-populate this field, and it's essentially going to send that information to n8n to then let the AI agent know, and the AI in n8n, that this is the type of booking that it is for this specific webhook call. So hopefully that makes sense. And that's another really key important thing, that we're able to combine all of these different processes into one thing, one function and one workflow. So that's another really crucial thing that's really, that's a part of this workflow and a part of this function inside Retell. And then from there, we have the email, same thing for the phone number and name. We have the availability time. So this is the time when the customer wants to check availability in a calendar. It's going to populate this field, and I'll show you what all that data looks like mapped in n8n once we actually get to testing it and understanding the workflow. And then from there, we've got a little description. So again, making sure that format is in ISO 861 format. Then from here, this is the required arguments and the required field that the AI agent needs to process. So it's going to need an action, it's going to need a booking time, and it's going to need a name and phone number to process all the booking. So yeah, that's just a brief explanation of this JSON. So hopefully that you understand how we're able to collect all this information in one JSON, one format, and one workflow. So again, if you want, I always click format JSON to make sure it's formatted all good. Yeah, and then from there, that's really it. So that's going to be the setup inside Retell. So now this agent is all good to go, and we can go ahead and start to configure this workflow in n8n. So I'll see you over there. All right, awesome. So this is going to be the workflow. If you have used my template, this is what it's exactly going to look like if you haven't really connected anything. So I thought I'd just make this workflow, explain it, and alongside it also explain how all the credentials work and everything. So first of all, obviously following from my overview earlier in the video, this is going to be the workflow trigger. So this is going to trigger the workflow with all the information we've collected inside that JSON. It's then going to contact this main head AI agent, which is able to update, cancel, reschedule, book, and check availability, which is all these nodes right here. And then from there, once it has booked the appointment, it's going to contact this sub post call agent, which is able to go ahead and send confirmation emails, enter it in a database, and then send SMSs. And then from there, once it's done that, it's going to come back to the agent, and it's going to trigger a workflow response, which is going to come back to the AI agent or the AI agent in Retell. And then from there, the agent in Retell is just going to let the customer know that whatever action has been performed. So that's kind of the overview of this workflow. So let's get right into it. So first of all, up here is the webhook. Again, making sure this webhook is in post method and the response method is using respond to webhook node. So making sure you have those configurations. And of course, if you were doing it in a production URL, you need to go ahead and get the production URL, copy and paste that, and then come back into this right here. But for this testing purposes, we're just going to be using the test URL. So make sure you have that URL pasted inside your function section, and it should be all good to go and send some data in. And then from there, this is going to be the main agent. So this main agent has access to two kind of main functions: all the rescheduling, and then also calling the post call agent right here. So yeah, that's going to be everything that this main scheduling agent is doing. All right, so now let's dive into the prompt of the main head AI agent up here. Go ahead and expand this. All right, so we can see this is the role. So you're an AI scheduling system with access to a Google Calendar. Your job is to book, reschedule, or cancel appointments according to the instructions or variables provided. So again, the main highlight of this AI agent is that we've prompted it with instructions and specific variables and instructions on how to reschedule, book, and cancel appointments. So that's all that it's going to be doing, and I'll kind of show you how that's all set up. So from here, we have the current time. Again, letting the agent know the current time that it is right now. You can see that is kind of what the AI sees in that sense. And then I just prompted it right here. We can say that you must always use this time to book appointments inside the future. From here, we have a tools available section. So we're letting the AI agent know the available tools that it has access to. So this is going to be all the tools: update appointment, cancel appointment, get appointment, book appointment, and then check availability. So that's all the tools that it has access to. So again, letting the AI agent know all the tools and then also the description of the tool. So book appointment, book a new appointment, get appointment, to retrieve an appointment, find by time. So again, we're using more modules, or more nodes in n8n to able to process check availability, book appointment, and all those different things. So again, letting the AI agent know its tools that it has access to is really important. From here, we have variables provided. So again, this is going to be some of the variables that we're getting from Retell and the transcript from Retell, and then converting it over to n8n to go ahead and process all the booking. So again, this is an important part, an important step of this automation, which is going to be the action. So we're going to be giving the agent the action based on the JSON and the transcript, and then from there, the AI agent is going to know what type of instruction and what type of task to perform based on the action. So for example, if it's a booking, it's going to go ahead and identify that the action is a booking right here, and then it's going to go ahead and head down to the instructions part. And it's going to look, okay, so the action is a booking. This is exactly what I need to do. And it's going to do the exact same thing depending on the action. So if it was a check availability, that's the instruction that it's going to do. If it's a cancel, this is the instruction that it's going to follow. So again, we're prompting the agent very specifically to handle all these types of appointments, reschedule, and cancel. So that's really the main part of this section up here, which is the variables provided. So again, this is a really important part of the automation and the workflow, so the AI agent can understand what type of actions to take part in based on the action right here. And then from there, we also have the booking time, which is pretty self-explanatory, the time of the booking for canceling, canceling, or the original time to be rescheduled. Reschedule time, this is the new time to reschedule. And then the availability time, this is the time or time range to check availability, only present if action is check availability. So again, this is the variables that's provided down here. And then this is all the information that we're providing with it. So again, these JSONs are called arguments or objects. So again, it's the webhook that we have had. If we go back into the previous workflow right here with the demo, we can see that this is kind of what it looks like. So we can see you got the action, you got the name, you got the email, you got the booking time. This is structured inside a JSON or an argument right here. And we're essentially inputting it into the agent. So if we go over here, you can see in the demo, you can see what it looks like. So we can see right here, that is kind of what it looks like. Again, that is a JSON or an argument. We've got that from the JSON from Retell, and we'll put it into the prompt. So again, this is how we can put in the context, whether it's an action, booking time, reschedule time, and then also some of the details to process the booking. So that's kind of what all these things here is for. So again, we've got the action, so the type of action, the booking time, reschedule time, availability, and then some of the leads details. So yeah, that's kind of this section right here, which is the context, giving the agent the context. And then this part is really important. So this is the instruction section. So essentially, based on what type of action the agent gets, it's then going to go down this path to perform that action. So for example, if the action up here is check availability, it's going to do this. So it's going to use the check availability tool provided. So again, it's going to be this check availability tool provided. Check availability tool provided for the available time that it gets in here. So it's going to be using that action. So for example, if the action is check availability, it's going to say, okay, well, I know to go for this instruction. And then I'm going to be using the availability time to complete this action in here. And then report clearly whether the slot or range is available. If they ask what times are available, provide 2 times. So again, this is just prompting the agent to find an available time. So hopefully that kind of makes sense of how we're able to give the agent an action, and then the agent is then able to process that action using these instructions. So again, pretty much the same thing for booking, right? If the action is booking, use the check availability time for the requested booking time. If it is available, use the book appointment to book the appointment at the book appointment time. So again, just really prompting the AI agent on what to do and how to handle the conversation and how to handle all these different instructions and actions. So again, that same thing for canceling, right? If the action is cancel, use the get appointment to find the appointment at the booking time. So what it's going to be doing if it is canceling, as you saw, it's going to be contacting the agent. It's going to be using the get appointment module to get the time of the appointment. It's going to be sending it back, and then it's going to be canceling the appointment. So yeah, and from there, if found, use the cancel appointment to cancel the appointment. So again, just prompt the AI agent. Pretty self-explanatory once you actually go ahead and understand it and explain it. So then from there, if the action is reschedule, use the get appointment to find the appointment time at the booking time. So for example, as you saw, in the demo, if the action is going to be rescheduled, and we provided the time of the appointment. So if I say to the agent, look, I want to reschedule an appointment, the appointment time is at tomorrow at 10 a.m., right? It's going to use those two variables that has been given right there, and then it's going to follow these things. So it's going to use the get appointment to find the appointment time at the booking time, and then if it's found, use the check availability for the desired reschedule time. So you can see how we can kind of map and really prompt this agent with a lot of detail so it can accurately perform some of these tasks. So yeah, that's a really important section in this prompt, which allows us to go ahead and, do all these things right here inside Google Calendar. So yeah, that's kind of that section right there. And then from here, we're just letting the AI agent know an example of its output. So for example, if it does find a booking time that has been successful, it's going to say, look, we've successfully booked your appointment at the time. So again, this is useful because we let the AI agent know what action to perform, and then we need to let the AI agent know what its output should be. And then from there, it's going to send that output over to this webhook right here. So again, that's that section here, using examples for the AI agent on how to output its certain actions. So again, same thing, we've used it for booking. We'll use it for booking, we'll use it for canceling. Again, pretty self-explanatory. I won't go too much in detail in there, but yeah, you can see how it's kind of all worked. And then from here, we have the example inputs and expected flows. So right here, a check availability example. So if the action is check availability, the availability time might be this, and then check if the 10 a.m. is free, and then report the results. So again, this is giving the agent more examples and inputs. So for example, what it would look like in the agent's brain if you come back over here, is we can see this is exactly what it looks like. So again, if the action is cancelled, that's going to be the booking time of the current appointment. And then that's also the lead details right there. So again, we're just giving the AI agents examples, and that just really helps it, understand the context and understand how to really conduct the task and how to call the nodes. So again, pretty self-explanatory for all the things right here. We're just filling in examples for for a lot of them. And then from here, we have the post call analysis. So you must call the post agent tool upon booking appointment in the appointment. So upon successfully booking in an appointment. So you must only call this tool after you have successfully booked an appointment. So essentially what it's going to be doing, as soon as it's booked the appointment, it's then going to immediately call this post agent tool, and it's going to go ahead and process all this different stuff right here. So yeah, that's kind of the prompt for that. So that's kind of it. Tone, again, keeping the tone of the agent, and then some important notes. So yeah, that's kind of an in-depth analysis and an in-depth explanation on how the prompts work, so you can actually understand what this agent is doing and how it's doing it, and what exactly it's doing. So yeah, that's kind of the overall prompt for the main agent. So that was kind of all the boring stuff out the way. So now we can go ahead and connect everything. So first of all, the agent is going to need an open AI. So it's going to need an AI model to process all this information and complete all these things. So again, we're just going to be using open AI in this section. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to use the free credits. We'll just create a new credential. So again, from here, you're going to be needing an API key, and then we're also going to be needing, we just need an API key. So first of all, head over to Google, search OpenAI API key, come back over to here to their Playground platform. It'll load you into this section right here. Go ahead and click create new secret key. Then we'll do n8n, n8n test. Click create key. It'll give you this key right here. Copy it. Come back over here. Paste the API key. Click save. Awesome. So now we can see green down the bottom. I'll just move my camera. You can see green down the bottom. So a connection has been successful. So now we have that AI model connected to the workflow. Again, I'll just be using GPT-4 1 mini. You can choose from all the models right here. You've got 5 and 01 and all these type of things, but GPT-4 is fine for now. And then from here, we need to connect all of our nodes in Google Calendar. So update appointment. Again, just going to be going ahead and connecting a calendar. So again, I'm going to sign in with Google. So you can do the same. Pretty simple connection and credential. We'll just go ahead and sign in with Google right here. All right, awesome. I went ahead and connected my account. So that's all good. We've got that set up. And then yeah, from there, we're just letting the AI automatically define. And the reason why we can do this is because we've prompted the agent so well in the first step that we don't really need to put any variables that we've got from Retell or from the webhook. We can just let the AI agent automatically do this because we've already prompted it extremely well on how to perform these tasks. So again, we can just use n8n's inbuilt feature just to let the model define. So that's that button right there. And then just make sure your calendar is connected to your email, which will pop up there. So yeah, that's the update appointment. Cancel appointment right here. Exact same thing. We're just letting the AI define the model. Make sure your calendar's in here and you have the correct Google connection. Get appointment. Same thing. We're letting the AI agent, use the time that has it's been inputted with, and then we're just automatically letting it define. So again, pretty self-explanatory. The book appointment is a little bit different. I've actually gone ahead and inputted all these different webhooks and JSONs. So from the JSONs and all the arguments or objects you've seen before that's getting sent from Retell, I've just gone ahead and automatically mapped it in. So each time it's just going to fill with that field automatically. So you can see right here, attendees, that's going to be the email of the person, the email that the agent's collected. And then we've got the description right here. You can go ahead and customize the description. This is just the description on top of the booking. Yeah, so this is going to be the setup inside the book appointment. So again, we're just using those variables that we have from Retell inside the webhook to go ahead and just automatically pre-populate these fields. So again, the attendees, that's going to be the email. The AI needs that email. And then the summary is just going to be a summary, which is the title of the Google Calendar, I believe. So that's going to be the configuration for the book appointments. Then finally, check availability. Again, same thing. We're just letting the AI automatically define the start and end time. So again, pretty self-explanatory. So now that agent is all set up to go ahead and check availability. And the last thing we need to do is just configure this post call agent right here. So so right here, we're just going to be going into OpenAI. We already have connected that account, so that's fine. And then from here, I'll dive into the prompt right here. So we can see prompt, which is the user message. We're just giving the AI agent all the variables it needs to actually go ahead and execute these workflows. So again, the name, the phone, the reason, and then also the email as well. So again, just using those fields that we have from the webhook. And then this is going to be the system message right here. Go ahead and do that. System message right here. So we can see we don't need any of those customer details. Pretty simple. We're just letting the AI agent know, you work for a dental company. Your job is to send confirmation emails to the customer and also contact information inside a database. So again, that's going to be that Google Sheet. That's going to, put all these things in as you saw in the demo. And then from there, you also use you also send confirmation reminders via SMS to the dental clinic. So yeah, that's going to be all of its tasks. And then again, I prompted it with some tools. So you will use the send confirmation email to send the confirmation email. We'll use the enter details in database tool to store the data in the database. So again, pretty self-explanatory, letting the AI agent know the tool and the purpose of the tool. And then from here, examples, we just got some examples of how the AI agent can actually conduct that conversation. So yeah, that's going to be the prompt for that agent. And then from here, we'll go ahead and configure these nodes. So let's click into this. Go ahead and create a new credential. Again, just sign in with Google, same thing we did before. All right, awesome. So that Google account's connected now. And then we can see right here, we're just using those details. We're using that details we have from the webhook and we're just mapping it in. So from the email that we collect from the webhook, it's then going to put it in for the to email. And then the subject is just going to be something like this. So appointment confirmation for name. So appointment confirmation for Ashton Voss at the time. So again, that's going to be the subject of the email that's getting sent to the customer in this case. And then the message here is I've just designed a message. So, hey, Ashton, your appointment has been successfully scheduled at, the time of whatever the booking is for this. So for cleaning routine, we look forward to seeing you. So again, that's the email that's going to be sent inside that node. All right, now for the Google Sheets, we want to go ahead and create a connection inside Google Sheets. So create a new credential. Again, same thing. We just need to sign in with Google. Makes it really easy for us. All right, awesome. So that is successful right there. And now what we're going to need to be doing is I'll just go ahead and create a brand new sheet. So in your Drive or in your Google connection that you've used for the account, we'll just go ahead and create a new sheet. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, awesome. So let's go ahead and create this new sheet. Again, we're going to put some variables in here so the agent can actually know what to map to in n8n. So we'll go ahead and put name, email. We'll just put number for that sake. We can put a point. Actually, we'll put reason. Actually, no, we'll just put appointment time, really. Sorry. We'll put appointment time. So again, you can really map whatever details you get from the webhook into this, but this is just an overview. And then we'll do YT demo sheet up there. Awesome. So let's go ahead and come back to n8n right here. Again, we'll need to do a pen row, which is create a new row. Awesome. We've got that from list. Again, select that sheet we have right there from list, which is going to be sheet 1. So again, only using one sheet in this case. Yeah, so we're gonna come back to here, and then we just need to map all these variables. So I'll go ahead and do it automatically. You can map each column automatically, and you can see it's just gonna pre-populate in there. Again, we need to grab the name apparently. So I'm just gonna come back to here. We're gonna come get this name from the webhook. Come back to the name, make sure it's expression. All right, awesome. So now each time the agent is prompted to call that tool, it's just going to put all that information inside the CRM. So yeah, that's going to be that configuration. And then the last configuration we have is the send SMS. So you will need a Twilio account for this, and you will need a number that has accessibility to SMS capabilities. So let's just go ahead and log into Twilio right now, and I'll show you kind of what that looks like. All right, awesome. So you can see these are some of the numbers that I have bought inside my account. This US number up here, we can see has SMS capability. So compared to the number we have here in Australia, we only have, voice, but in this number up here, we have SMS. So you want a number inside Twilio that has these capabilities. So of course, once you have bought that number in Twilio, you've ensured it has SMS capabilities. Here's what you can do to actually go ahead and connect everything. So just go back out to the home page from here. Awesome. And then some of the things that you're going to need is you're going to need a SID key and then an authentication token as well. So right here, you've got the account SID and then the authentication phone number and then the Twilio phone number. So we want to go ahead and paste this in here, come back to Twilio, create new credential, and then paste that in right there. So that's going to be the key that we have. And then we'll also need an auth token as well. So go ahead and do that. Paste that into the auth token. Go ahead and click save. So boom, right there, we've got a successful connection. As you can see, perfect. Awesome, come out. Yeah, and then from there, that is going to be the number configuration. So that's the number that I have set up inside Twilio at the moment. And then that number is going to be routed to the number that I pre-populated. So again, if you did want to send an SMS confirmation to the customer, you will need to make sure that the number is mapped in the international country code format, which Twilio requires to send it. Makes pretty much sense. So yeah, that's going to be inputted in there. Again, I've just got my number that I have connected to my Go High Level account. So that's just going to be a standard set number. So in this case, obviously it's going to be an internal notification. If you wanted to do an external notification, you're going to need that number from the customer. So that's going to be the number that it's routed to. And then from there, we have the message. So again, this is going to be the details. Again, pretty self-explanatory. This is kind of what it looks like inside here. That's kind of what's getting sent over. Yeah, so that's kind of it. Yeah, so that's going to be the message that's configured. Again, using all those variables that we have in the webhook. So yeah, now this is all good to go ahead and set up. So let's go ahead and do a final test run. Just confirming we have everything set up. We've got the Retell agent set up. So yeah, now let's go ahead and test the agent. All right, so now we have the workflow set up. Let's go ahead and test it. So let's go back to Retell. Let's test the agent, and you can see how it's going to run.
Hello, how can I help you today?
Hey, how you going? I was just looking to see if I can book in an appointment, please, tomorrow at 4 p.m. Do you have any availability?
Thanks for asking. I'm doing well. So it looks like we don't have a 4 p.m. slot available tomorrow. Would you like me to check for the closest available times tomorrow, or is there another day that might work for you?
Actually, let's actually go ahead and do tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Great news. We do have a 6 p.m. slot available tomorrow. What's the reason for your visit, and could I please get your full name, phone number, and the best email to reach you at for the booking?
Yeah, awesome. It'd just be for a routine cleaning checkup. My name is Ashton Voss. My email is ashton123@gmail.com. And then my number is 1234 56789.
All right, Ashton, your appointment for a routine cleaning checkup is all booked for tomorrow at 6 p.m. You'll get a confirmation email shortly. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
But yeah, you can actually see how the agent was able to successfully, check availability, book an appointment. So hopefully you were able to build out this agent, test this agent, and really understand the power of n8n and retail and how we can build an agent that can do all of these different things. So of course, if you did enjoy this video, if you found it useful, feel free to subscribe. Go ahead and join my free community. And if you are a business owner and you are looking to implement voice AI solutions like this or any other AI solutions inside your business, or you just want to have a chat, go ahead and feel free to book a free discovery call in the link in the description below, and myself or one of my team members will be happy to help you out. So yeah, of course, without further ado, I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you then.